Hey Heartlanders! In this video, I want to talk about the people that will stop at nothing to get Heartland off the streamers and canceled. You might ask, why would anyone want such a wonderful show like Heartland to be canceled? Well, let me tell you. Did you know Heartland is one of the only shows, and it is very unique in this way, that ends each episode on a positive note? Now, yes, I know there's been a few episodes, like the one where Lou was hurt in Season 18, and when Spartan was hurt in Season 6, that didn't end on a positive note, but on the whole, the vast majority of episodes end in a positive and encouraging manner. This is why people report literally feeling better, even when they're sick, after watching episodes of Heartland. Whereas, while watching other shows, they feel the opposite. Also, Heartland is family-friendly in the sense that there's no overt sexual overtones and unnecessary scenes, and very little swearing. Now, why else do people literally feel better after watching Heartland? Well, yes, part of it is probably the beautiful, bucolic scenery. Probably part of it is the lighthearted undertones to the stories, and part of it is the emphasis on the human-animal bond and human-human bond, and part of it is the fact that it doesn't contain cringy sex scenes or gory violence. But I think the biggest factor in its positivity, and that shows in almost every single episode, is that through the obstacles, problems, and conflicts that the characters have, they are all resolved in a positive and uplifting manner. Of course that would make you feel better. It's just plain common sense. If you put in good, positive emotions into your mind from watching a show like that, you feel better. And if you put negative, embarrassing, cringe-inducing material into your mind, you feel worse. Now, why don't more shows do the same? Well, it's my theory that there is a large segment of the entertainment industry that doesn't understand or doesn't want to understand that this is what people want. Their game instead is to titillate people with uninteresting sex scenes and endings on a cliffhanger. And Virgin River is a perfect example of that. It's like all the fast food places we all pass every day. And I'm sure most people pass a Kentucky Fried Chicken and a McDonald's every day. But how often do we see a restaurant that serves food that is good for you? And why is that? In my opinion, it's because there is a lack of creativity and ingenuity that someone like Michael Weinberg, who was not from the entertainment industry originally, was able to introduce to the world that makes Heartland extremely unique and special. There are so many other shows and producers out there that want to copy the Heartland formula and just get it wrong. A few popular ones that I can think of are Virgin River and Sweet Magnolias. Now, both of these other shows are also touted as family-friendly, small-town dramas, but are they really? Virgin River, for one, regularly, and I might add a bit nausea-inducingly, regularly has sexual content and overtones in every episode. And Sweet Magnolia is the same. And they rarely, if ever, end on a positive note. Instead, there's always something terrible that's about to happen at the end of every episode.
That's Virgin River.
So how are you going to feel after you watch an episode like this? Sure, they have you thinking about what's going to happen in the next episode, what's going to happen in that fire, why did that stone get thrown through the window? But it doesn't lift your spirits, instead it brings you down. It's a cheap trick. And this is why we need Heartland to keep going, and why these producers would love for Heartland to be canceled, to get viewers to watch their garbage instead. I mean, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of shows out there, and they need eyeballs on them to keep them going. And this is why we need to do our annual email drive to CBC, the broadcaster of Heartland in Canada and the biggest contributor to the Heartland budget. We need to let CBC know that we want Heartland to keep going. So much so that, as I've mentioned in the past, that many studios are now doing, if CBC won't keep the show going, we could always use crowdfunding instead. Anyways, the email address is gopublic@cbc.ca. Let your love and support for your favorite show, Heartland, be heard. The more people they hear from, the better. And as always, keep Heartland strong. Bye for now.